Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo Switch. And that's the fact that we now have access to the full patch notes for version 3.6.1. That's going to become available on November 25th. So at the time of you watching this video, preferably you're going to be able to know that in about 24 hours or so, this patch is going to become live in the game. So you're going to be able to download it and update it and be able to take advantage of all the changes we're about to go over. With that, we're also going to be seeing the addition of the Sonic collaboration event. So remember that usually on November 26th, as Capcom said, that Sonic collaboration was going to be going live, but that's only for Japan. For us, we get it on the 25th, roughly about 8 p.m. East Coast or 7 p.m. East Coast, somewhere around there. So again, a little bit in about 24 hours, if you're watching this at the time of this video's launching, you're going to be able to see these patch notes and the Sonic collaboration go live. So without further ado, let's actually start going over the patch notes. Right away, we're going to notice that this patch is about 0.1 gigs big, so about 100 megabits or so, not necessarily all that big. So when it comes to actual changes, they mention main edition changes. New quest events are becoming available every single week. So of course we know that. That's not necessarily new. They say new DLC can be purchased from the eShop. This presumably suggests that we are going to see a new wave of DLC. Perhaps pack number 5 or 6. I forget what number they're up to now. So I'm not necessarily sure if they actually have made mention of that. But we do know there's going to be another DLC in December. I just talked about that in one of my most recent videos where they're going to be making available the Ibushi song in like a rock theme. And that song is going to be available in the December patch. So we know at the very least for next month, we're going to be getting some more paid DLC music. They also mentioned that there are new gyro corrections functions that will be added to gyroscope options. This will allow you to adjust how frequently the position from the gyroscope is recalibrated. So for those of you who still use gyro in this game, I don't necessarily know how many of you are out there, but I know there are a lot of you. Definitely they're going to be tweaking some of these changes for the gyro if you are doing that still. When it comes to bug fixes, they go to the miscellaneous area and monsters. They mentioned that they fixed the bug preventing monsters from retreating if you join a rampage quest with specific timings, resulting in the quest becoming incompletable. So I'm not necessarily even sure what that means. A monster leaving the rampage, I don't think that's actually possible, but I've definitely never seen it. So most likely that is a glitch that they're thankfully finally going to fix. Moving over to player bug fixes that they're changing, they're fixing a bug causing a display issues with Bishaten's armor series when equipped on body type 01. So this is pretty much most likely clipping or something along those lines. They're going to go ahead and fix that as well. They're fixing a bug preventing the targetable camera reticle from changing when a monster changes its posture due to a special status. So that's definitely a camera bug that they should have probably picked up off pretty early on, since you definitely don't want your camera going nuts in the middle of a hunt. They also mentioned fixing a bug that makes it look as great wire bugs are not moving as you use one while gathering items right after sliding. So this is just pretty much a visual tweak and not necessarily anything game breaking that was already there or anything like that. They're fixing a bug preventing some saved colors from being properly reflected in the preview while using the character creator. I do believe there is a situation right now that Japanese players have been taking advantage of for a couple of months now, where they can make it look like your character has like a glowing, colorful face. They've been mixing those colors up. I believe there's something with like the makeup option or something along those lines. I don't know if that's a bug or a feature, but they definitely have been making some interesting looking characters using that little thing. They're also fixing a bug causing the forelock of the Asushi tail hairstyle to clip through the Kuluyaku helm. So again, this is just another one of those visual clipping kind of errors that they're going to go ahead and fix. They're fixing a bug that prevents the effects of critical draw and punishing draw from being activated during specific moves with certain melee weapons. So if you're still using the critical draw and punishing draw, which I presume would be, you know, great sword users type of weapon sets, they're going to be fixing some of those things as well. They're also mentioning that they're fixing a bug that resets the timing of the greatsword's rate slash that was introduced after the version 3.4.1. So this is another one of those great sword changes that it seems like finally great sword is getting a little bit of love. They're fixing control explanations for the hammer's dash breaker because it was the same as the one for silk bind spinning bludgeon. So again, hammer seems to be having some little bit of an issue when it comes to explanation of controls, but now that finally seems to have been corrected. The last one in this specific section says they fixed a bug that occasionally causes the game to freeze if the bowgun's sticky ammo explodes right when the screen changes, such as during the quest results. That's an interesting one. I know I use sticky ammo sometimes, never actually have seen this, so this is definitely one of those interesting ones that, you know, again, I've never personally seen, but it's good that they finally went and addressed it. In the final section, they call it miscellaneous, and it says that they fixed a bug preventing the photosensitivity warning from being displayed in the second language. So this is always good. You definitely want to have those warnings for people who don't necessarily, you know, want to be like getting headaches and stuff like that, or migraines from playing a video game. They fixed a bug that causes the options to be reset to default if you cancel after performing specific actions in the option screen. So again, they're just going through the menus now and fixing bugs that are not necessarily supposed to be there. They're fixing a bug preventing the exclamation icon from disappearing for the message at the very bottom of the chat window that if you look at the log you have under red in the chat message. So again, just more of those bug fixes. Another one preventing the same exclamation icon from disappearing even if you accept old guild cards after performing specific set actions. Those guild are specific card ones or whatever, I'm not necessarily a fan of that. Pretty much anytime you team up with like a random player, you'll get a bunch of like guild invitations and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of that, so I kind of wish they could just turn that off. Maybe there's an option to do that, but I've never actually checked it, so I just wish they just didn't bother you so much with those kind of things after a hunt. They're fixing a bug causing the pressing directional buttons being registered twice if they are pressed once the exact same moments in the quest select screen being displayed. So again, that's a really interesting one. Why would you want to press up and down at the same time while you're picking a quest? But I guess someone just figured it out, and I guess that was a bug that they needed to fix. They fixed various text bugs as well, which is something that pretty much is mandatory. Pretty much every single one of these patch notes we see that they're fixing text bugs and like typos and stuff like that, so that doesn't necessarily surprise me. And they also mention other miscellaneous bug fixes has been made, but they don't necessarily tell us what those are. So that's pretty much all the patch notes that we have for what I believe is actually they're calling patch version 3.6.1. Remember that this is going to be going live tomorrow in about roughly 24 hours. So you need to make sure to update your game. Download about 100 megabits or so of the patch. Is not going to be a big one. We also going to be getting the Sonic collaboration on the same day. 2 event quests. I talked about it in another video just recently. We're going to be getting 2 event quests for the Sonic rewards. There's 5 in total. I believe it's the Palico, Palamute, and the Hunter Layered Armors, and then the 2 extra figures. So you're going to be able to get 5 rewards in totals for those 2 specific events. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys found it informational, and if you did find it informational, please leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.